Hello, everyone. We're back again. Once again, we're doing a little quick deck profile. Daniel's going to talk about his regionals experience at the most recent regional in Southern California in Pasadena. Apparently, he had a terrible time, so why not document it? So here we are. He's going to do a quick deck profile on Discord for me since we have this immaculate time zone difference now. But yeah, let's get started. Daniel, please take it away.
Hi everyone. I apologize for this video right now, just because my voice is like kind of like not the best because of what happened yesterday. It was quite chaotic, but the this weekend I decided to play Doomsday as in my testing circle right now. Like no one had it, so I was like, all right, I'll be the guy who plays it because everyone was playing Cool Tune, and like Branded Despia. So um let's get straight to it, I guess. My list is a little bit different just because it's Daniel Duong, obviously, right? But I did want to fix a bunch of issues that people were doing with the deck too. So there's three Alara. I played three Moth, right? So a lot of people were playing like two originally. I think three became standard after Columbus. Just because you need consistency. Like this is like one of those like draw normal summon and have a bunch of extenders, and you just need as many hands to be playable. So because you do play like quite an amount of bricks. So yeah, just use two Drastia. So a lot of people play three because like it's the best like quote unquote extender that you can do when you do get hand trapped, and like this is like the card everyone has to stop and deny you from getting. But the thing is that I felt well. The other thing is I only own two, but reality, if I did own a third, I think I realized that like this card is like not as good as I think it would be, just because it's a superior extender that you already have to be playing. Um, and I felt that like if your deck was already built to be all gas, which is my deck is for the most part, um, you can always get to this somehow for them, and you probably play every time. Um, for spells, to change, three raiders. These are like the starter cards, right? Like this is like Rhoda on Foolish Burial on some serious like crack. Like this card's amazing. This card's like Zodiac Barrage, or like Rhoda, um, which is I think is really good. Like both these cards like get you to like different points of the deck. As long as you get stuff in rotation. Like this deck kind of feels like Virtual World or like True Draco Zoo, where you need to resolve all these spells at least once, and you'll probably get to the end board like pretty consistently. Um, and then play through Drastia. So like this is something that is not really talked about, at least online. But it was talked about like for I guess IRL. And the biggest thing about Doomsday, which I really liked, was it felt like True Draco, where you were playing your own engine that trades with their board. So cards like this, you can actually equip to their monster, pop their guy, and then summon your own guy, which is I think is just insane, right? So you can hard draw these against a Cold Tune, and they freak out because like they know you have this, so they never can make B2B, or like say like they queue this and they banish it. They're like, oh, you only play one, right? Because like it's out of the game. But because you play three, you have more ways to like play through hand traps this way. um if not like help break a board going second, so you like not playing like a lot of hand traps and compensate for like an engine card like this, makes up for like the ceiling of this deck, which I think is really good. Doomdir, this is how you do a lot of your combos, because it makes your guys untargetable, but also it's just the most important thing about this card is like it gets to this with change. So like change will destroy this from deck, and then this adds itself back and then re-equips from deck to whatever, so that you can keep going with it, with whatever combo pieces you're missing. So it makes it like one card combos like a lot more efficient. Um, and like obviously, right, this is the premise of this deck where like this card's like Thunder King Ryo, Mistaken Arrest, stuff like that, where if you put up a flood, up with negates, which is like kind of crazy. And then the Stick Terminus, obviously, just because it's the whatchamacallit, the starter card that that's premium. It also just gets you to like it also helps you link the Power Patron cards and Doomsday cards together a lot of the time. So I played two Power Patron Doomsday. This is usually like the third Alara slot. I played two of this because um, a prerequisite of this deck that I remember was Memento, and a lot of like some of those combos required like your Gaddock to be in your deck, and this card resembles Gaddock a lot of the time because it makes it so that you can play through hand traps, but also just having this as like a way to use your change to search anything is like super good. So I played two for that reason, and some you have to summon this on the deck sometimes too in certain combos. So if you draw this, like combos become like super dead. There's three Geppetto. Oh my god, why did they print this card? This card is ridiculous, Taj. Like, how in the world that this card is like Scrap Dragon that does not target, and when it goes to Pendulum, when it goes to the extra deck, and you just say search, like, and you can just say, hey, let me cheat the Jupiter guy, banish three from top, and then like attach from my hand. Like this card is absolutely ridiculous, and this is like a big premise in my deck. In as like we get to the deck like later in the deck. Um, Tuvadolan. Usually in this lot too, everyone's playing Medius the Pure. I did not like that because it's another normal summon you have to play, which is why I played a third of Moth. I think the Doomsday names are a lot more important when you're comboing than you having like a random extra thing that you can search off of Terminus. And this is also just better by itself actually because this gets you to the next card, Vidola, and the Vidola gets you Geppetto, and that's like again a big premise in my deck. Um, Having like more of these lets you grind as well. If you are like going for a longer game, and having more extras of these as well lets you also banish stuff for the field spell. So that I think is like more of a reason to play two of this and then having this one and a Medius appear. And this card's just teleport. Like help makes half like your it makes your one card combos good, makes your half like cards like low quality starters better. So whatever you're missing, like you can get to this, which I think is really good. And then Regulus, this is like the brick combo piece you need to play just because it makes it so that you have Sargus plus Regulus, and then this helps you bridge like your Drastia, to keep going. Then my non-engine was three for Wallows. Uh, if you're not playing Cool Tune, then this is almost mandatory in everybody's deck. Like this card is crazy. Um, the Ash Blossom. Usually this is like Joel Mockbird, Super Poly, and like all these other like board breaking slots. I chose Ash Blossom because it was a regional. Um, yeah, it's not the greatest versus cool tune, but like it's really good into everything else when it's paired up with your board on top of like you want to beat your full walls yourself. I think that's good. Um, so the next six cards here are like the reason I chose to play the deck in a different fashion, because I didn't really like board breakers per se. I really liked cards that let you progress your game state. So the first one was My Body's a Shield. Shout out Zoo format and like Edison and all the older formats from then. So in this deck, the problem with the Doomsday cards is that when you try to rank up with like any of them, uh, you get hit by specifically for Draws Harmonia, Ghost Ogre, Fallen the Virtuous, um, and you just cannot like lose bodies in this deck. Like bodies matter in this format. Even versus Cool Tune, bodies matter. So like denying killing a body and is what lets people play. But this makes it so that like you as the Doomsday player get to always play no matter what. Um, and another thing that keeps happening is especially like game one or pro side, FNB is going to be in everyone's deck in probably next format too. So when you get to establish your board, they're going to be like FNB your Verudris, and this protects it a lot of the time. Everyone's also playing like Illusion Gate, Lightning Storm, stuff like that too. So this also protects it from board wipes. So I think this card's like super. I wouldn't say super mandatory in the deck, but when you get to resolve this card, and when they're playing like real decks, like this card's crazy. And then the next card here is Machine Duplication. So this is like I guess my hot tech for the weekend, and especially in testing too. So a big problem with the Doomsday deck that I kept having was this was a normal like machine combo deck that from the past like it gets exploited really easily when the moment like someone knows um like the ins and outs of your deck. So this is not really good until the end of till the end of Swiss essentially. So the combo piece that I'm trying to dupe out is Geppetto. Um, it's a coincidence that like this is a machine dupe target. Like there's just no way that this should be a thing. But what this makes it so that your extra deck um you get to make essentially Verugis, which we'll get to. And a lot of the time with this deck is you making this monster at some point it is a negate, right? But making this early, now you get to skip a bunch of steps in your combo, which as also protects your combo along the way. So this usually when this happens, it's like summon number 4 or 5, which means that like they need to have 3 hand trips now to beat you. There's been times in like locals or like in testing too when people droll me and I just summon this, make activate this, and then like yeah, I have to negate under droll. As long as I have like a way to Drastia or like I have like Ash Blossom or something like that, like I'm able to like especially when they hand trap me to death too. In simplified game states, like this idea is really good. I really liked it. Um um so that is my main deck. As we'll get to. There's 43 cards. Yeah, I don't really like the number. If I had to make any changes, if I just moving forward, if I wanted to play a third Drastia, I'd probably play this as the 44th card. Just because I think my deck was fine for the weekend. It was great. My extra deck, I played 3 Gafario. This is something that like after play testing a lot versus Coltoon, and just how the format is getting warped. I feel that like if you're getting get your stuff clipped or crackled all the time, this is this is Broad Bull in like the Doomsday deck. So if you don't have access to this, like you don't have a lot of ways to extend or like fix your hand, and then also like this is removal too, and it floats. So this card's like low key the best card in the deck. So having 3 gives you agency to like not get your extra deck sniped, and then the normal suspects here, Jupiter, Drastius, Jupiter. Like you need all these cards at 2 because Coltoon, right? Um, this card's crazy. Like, why is this one of the best Yu-Gi-Oh cards ever printed in a really long time? This card's Mirror Jade is some serious crack. Um, and you equipping on your monster that doesn't target. This is like playing Snake Eye. Like this card's Flamer's Dragon. This card's crazy. Um, I don't play a lot of like the other equips in my and that people were playing like Snatch Steal or like Premature Burial for like slots or whatever. So this card is like it's okay, but you need it because it's the only like actual win machine that you can make that's like actually real because it's the archetype, right? Jupiter is like low key. Like I don't like summoning this card a lot, but because in your bad hands, like you have to summon like 2 in order to make your Verudris. But sometimes when you're going second, this is the win condition because you activate a Terminus and you can just kill them going directly. So this is like you need to play this. Maker, sorry, guess for and this helps you get to Regulus. Verugis, like I said before, this is a big premise in my deck. Like having this card allows you to like just have negates, right? And especially when you're playing like, the machine dupe strategy that I'm doing, having Verugis as an early negate that lets you skip steps is so crazy. Like I numerous times people would just go after this and like just debate your negates out and like you got the full combo anyway and they still lose. So this was great. Um, Clockwork Knight. This is the thing I want to talk about now. All the Doomsday lists that I've been seeing now, like from YCS, Columbus, and like moving forward, they've all cut this card. I think that's a mistake. There are a lot of times when you need to start comboing with this deck, you actually have to link up your Geppetto. And having this also makes it so that you can always make Rouges in your bad hands off Terminus. But I will say that like after playing with Machine Dupe, like the card's just there to be linked off. So you do need it, I think. So it's um people who know the Doomsday deck too, they say you will need this card. Like it. So and then I play the Ixophil guy. Like this is the reason why you can OTK going second with Jupiter. It makes it so that your Jupiter equipped with another Jupiter under it gets to get attack for 85. So if no matter if they have a board, if you have crown, like you can just poke and just kill them. And then I played Typhon. Some people played Zeus in this slot. I probably would play Zeus in this slot too if I had more time. But Typhon was really there just because in simplified game states, like you take this, punch over the guy, may face 2 bounce, and then like they're on top deck. So and then you have interruptions on top, which I like this card in this deck because all your interruptions are 28 and below. So it makes it so that Typhon's an actual real flood that doesn't actually hurt you. So that's good. So I side my extra deck. Um, uh, side deck. So with the Perulia, this is for like there was like a lot of Elf Note being played and also Payout Pre-Chain. So I wanted like those decks to be covered to some extent. This is also my plan versus Coltoon, as you'll see. So I actually have 9 cards for Coltoon, which is 3 Perulia, 3 Protectus, and 3 Herald. Um, so this was Kaiju's originally from like Columbus or like the Philly regional, but as like the format progressed and like I kept testing with like above average Splatoon players, we started noticing that Kaiju suck because like the moment they see that monster in your hand, they will play around it. So you need to be playing cards that they can never play around, like cards like no matter what, like they it is bad for them. So what was cool is that like this was a thrust target. This also beats Dogma in the branded matchup, which is like what everyone's playing at the moment. This also beats Drastius in the mirror sometimes. Um, since like they always have Doomberg under it, so like it's basically playing against a Dragoon set monster. Like you just never can like kill it. So you need something that like auto kills it every time. And this was it. But a lot. But my game plan was cool tune into season 9 because they're gonna activate Zaylan so that triggers thrust already. They will make B2B off their KTS. And you need like a spell out that is like that will out like B2B every time. So cards like Torpedoes, cards like Adrastia, also do it for game 1, but you need more post side, which is these 9. So this optimizes like 18 ways post side to kill B2B efficiently. I like this one, like this card the most because this ensured that like they always have just a Dark Fiend, so this will always kill B2B. You can kill whatever follow up they have, a lot like RS stuff like that. Um, this is really great also because post side since you're just playing Charmies, your deck doesn't have a lot of agency to like add more engine cards. So this also adds engine cards in your deck, specifically being Terminus and Change. So you also not only have an out to B2B, like and like just other boss monsters and other matchups, you get to increase your consistency of the deck, which is what I think like the high seeding decks of like the formats prior were able to like take advantage of. So I really like that. I played 3 Dark Ruler. This is for like mirror match and like the random road decks, because you just need something like Mitsurugi. That's another deck. You just need like stuff to cover rogue and like just when when they're scooping post side because that's how time rules are now. You need some like this is the best blanking card you can play. That's not like Herald the Abyss for like that will cover like a bunch of matches when you're not hand trapping them to death. So even if you didn't have to kill them, you just put up checkmate, which is what this deck is strives to do. And then so this slot in particular, so you need 3 go first cards this format just because you need to take out Fua, and then you have 12 anti-hand trap cards post side to like win. But the problem is like all of the trap cards you can like thrust for potentially, they all suck because um the better Culto players will play through it, but also just you need something that covers into all matchups. So Soundproof was one card that like was in my like thought process where like it would destroy the Culto deck every time, but because it's a regional and not a YCS, you need to cover like all cards in the card pool. So there's only one card that's left that like I found that was like really good, and that was Heat Wave. Um, so um, the reason for this is because this is like '09 Yu-Gi-Oh from what I remember, where if everyone just cold wait everybody, essentially like everyone skips their turn, sets a card, and just pass, and then though that guy passes their turn and then passes, and then now your turn is on the offense now. So your deck also is just gas. Like it's just able to punish every board possible. So you could just play through like a bajillion hand traps or back row and just OTK them. And this deck gets to do that. Like no other deck in the format I think can have that much agency to like do to push through board once that happens. Um, and this is for all decks too. So as long as this is the first action, they are never winning unless they have Saffron Delta. Um, the other way they win is like if they make a clear board and like they've held their Charmies, but since they hold their Charmies, they probably just you probably just kill them. Just go all in. It doesn't matter. They should be just hand trapping you to death at that point. But this makes it so that like if they shotgun their Charmies to play around talents, this also punishes for that too. So um and I don't think anyone's expecting this. This is why I was trying to do well this tournament. Unfortunately, I didn't draw it. Like I'm testing, I did a lot, but this weekend not so much. As far as my tournament experience goes, I my losses were to Mitsu. Um, I play Ricardo round 1 from my core TCG. He's a regular there. Really good guy. He's playing Asmina Mitsu that weekend. He wins the roll full combos. I scoop, and then game two, I open like all what is it? A Moth and Machine Dupe, so I do the full combo to not get super poly, and I get Lava Golem, so I lose. Round two was Elf Note. I win the roll. Game three, he turns zero Regina's me and loops a card with Lucina or like the blue girl, whatever her name is, and I play right, and and then I get super poly, but the thing is that like the super poly doesn't matter because he only makes Garua has one card in hand. And it's illusion gate, so I negated off of Regulus. He attacks Garua into my Sargis. He draws a card. It's Harmonia, so he loses. Round three was Mitsu. I win game one because he misplays by like he goes ritual for Murakuma, attributing his Habakiri early. But then when he does that, he attributes his Habakiri again to summon Futsu. I told him he can't trigger that because he's already did it in this combo early. So he realized that. So he makes like a board that I could break. And then game three, I just draw a Lara, a Moth, my body Machine Dupe Regulus, and my deck just loses to one Imperm. And then he goes draws for turn, activates pre-prep, I lose. And then so I'm out of the tournament for top eight, and like I don't want to even want to top 16 because I have my invite. So I just play round four, and it's hero, and I go first, make a board. Then game two, he goes like I go Fua on Hero Lives. He makes Shadow Mist, set Mass Change Pass, and then I just break his board um entirely through Dark Laws and just kill him. So that was like cool. But the other thing I want to mention was like there was a delay with technical difficulties. There was another con going on that event, so like we waited a full round just for for the electricity to go back up for pairings and internet, and that was what ticked me off that tournament. So I didn't want to play anymore, so I just went to go eat. But overall, I think the deck's great. Like you have a really good Cool Tune matchup. You have a really good Brandon matchup. The mirror match is like kind of 50-50, but like you can manage because you have like more gas than them. And I think this is a really, especially when you get to play Machine Dude. Every time this card's in someone's deck in like a winning, like at least in recent time, like the last like 10 years, this card has been like the reason to play the format. Like in Spiral, like you get to just summon Quick Flicks, Horn, and then drones just to like play through stuff and then make double helix for free. And then Cyber Dragon Orcus, I think was the last real time like this card was so powerful. Like you just normal summon Cyber Dragon Core, do this, and then like that's the Orcus combo and Infinity. It's like this is so I felt that like if this got me to and then what all they told me was um this is the shortcut to like a lot of the combo decks if you get to play it. And even I know it's like not super searchable, but you have it's searchable post side through thrust. Like this is really like I think what Doomsday needs in the format to like beat everybody, especially Cool Tune. Because without this card, you're just playing a fair deck that could get super polyed every time. Like this is actually the difference of you getting super polyed this format, which I think is like the second most popular card in everyone's main deck. So you having a chance to beat that is what I think this deck gives itself the edge. And yeah, that was my weekend.
Thank you so much, Daniel. I do have a few questions. Okay, so given your tournament experience, given your matchups, was there anything you felt like you would change in your list, or do you feel like it was just not your day?
Yeah, it was not my day. So like another thing I want to talk about is like the way the format's been panning out lately. So in recent events, everyone's playing like Fairy Tale Power Patreon, which is like FTK decks. So essentially, like when people are putting up Secret Village Spell Canceller, even this deck puts up Spell Canceller too. Um, like people are gonna be incentivized to play like Kaiju's or Lava Golem Spear mode, stuff like that, to go second when they're not hand trapping you. So you can't really play around that. Um, in most cases, right? But this is where like I went back to like my heat wave logic, right? If I'm not summoning a monster, cards like Dark Root or Super Poly, the tribute summon monsters, they don't get value because they're just dead in their hand now, right? So that means that like because they have dead cards in their hand, their hand is like um severely like low quality, and they can't even summon a monster either, right? So that means that like because I know that those cards are not hand traps, I have a chance to kill them now. So um I was hoping to draw this versus one of my Mitsu matches just because like I know that like if those decks don't want to use their normal summon, because if they're playing Mitsu, they're gonna play tribute summon monsters, right? So you need to have this every time versus that. So I just didn't draw it. So and then yeah, it's sometimes like with these decks, like you can draw all gas, but like sometimes your hands are just not that they're not sculpted the way you want to. So it's a combo deck, right? Like you're gonna get you either get hand trap a bajillion times, or you just you're full to one hand trap. So like at that point, that's just the variable of Yu-Gi-Oh at that point. Like you take it or leave it. Like I said, Taj, like let me play more events.
Okay, but like I don't think you're allowed to play more events right now because the format's like coming to an end. A national season's coming up soon. Like I mean, not soon, as in like the
Yeah, it's the end of
NAWCQ
the
is coming up
season.
soon,
It was
right?
this was the
So
last weekend of regionals. Like even Kamal and Charlie came to the event because they needed points.
that's sick. Okay, so
Yeah,
is this what you're taking to Nats or like what's going on with that?
I'm not at Nats this year, just financially not that great. But also it's just like I knew that like for myself, I grinded a lot this season. I want to break, just because like I've been trying so hard just to like be consistent. Because this season has been like I've gotten what two YCS day twos and like I bubbled out of one top eight.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha. Alrighty, Daniel. So I'm all out of questions. You want to do some last minute shout outs before we hop off?
oh of course I got you, bro. Shout out Rioya, Aaron, Jordan, and what else is and those three in particular, like they helped me grind Colton the most because they're to me like some of like the especially Jordan because he got second at Vegas. That they all helped me like look at Colton like very optimally and the way I play my deck is like they see my vision. Shout out Seabass too, like he helps me like talk about my deck a lot, especially when he was like playing his tournament runs. He keeps running into Doomsday, and he now sees why I'm playing this card in my deck. So he was able to like see like the vision that I was trying to incorporate with this as well. Also Brian, like I also helped him test against this deck too, like so that guy is also like really good. Um, what was his name? Um, Shout out Matt for coming back for this weekend just because he was trying to play like Branded Espia, but like he switched to Feast of Yummy last minute because he knows both those engines but never together. He also scrubbed too, but like that's what happens when you don't play Yu-Gi-Oh for months, right? Like that's what's gonna happen. But more importantly, I'm actually really happy about this deck just because I worked. This is the first time in a long time where like I chose to play a deck of my own play style, and like you know, as the format progresses, like I think I do better with this deck. Like my first time I've ever touched this deck, like the first two locals I played, I topped. So like this deck felt good. It's just um, well, lotto tickets, right? Like I'll probably play this deck for the next 6 months unless like the format's that bad. So and you have to put like Harmonia and like FMV in your deck. So until then, yeah, I think that's it. Happy season.
Happy end of season. Thank you guys for watching and enjoying our deck profile. If you did stick it out this long, hit that subscribe button. Why not? I don't like saying that out loud because it feels weird because we're not those type of content creators. We just film whenever we want. But thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you guys so much.